had gotten up to 30,000, 30,500, and I said, hey guys, I have a, and in fact, let me show you guys this. I mean, this is just like one of the reasons you have to, charts are amazing in this respect. But if you looked back at 2021 right here, and you looked at the midpoint of the cycle, and then you saw here, it made sense that this was going to be where the most resistance on the chart was going to be. If Bitcoin was going to fail its move, it was going to be on this pierce of 30,000. Now, not just 30 hitting and kissing, but it actually needed to pierce 30, because psychologically, when price pierces an even number, that just having that 3 in front, that 30,000 versus 29, it's going to trigger more people to go long.
Gareth Soloway, a former hedge fund manager and current cryptocurrency trader, in his recent interview predicted that Bitcoin dominance will reach 59 to 60% in the near future. Bitcoin recently has hit the $30,000 level for the first time since June 2022. This is a significant milestone as it shows that Bitcoin is still a force to be reckoned with in the cryptocurrency market. The 2021 bull run was a time of great excitement for the cryptocurrency community. Bitcoin prices soared from around $30,000 in January 2021 to an all-time high of $68,789 in November 2021. As of June 13, 2023, Bitcoin dominance is at 42.9%. There are a few reasons why Soloway believes Bitcoin dominance could reach this level. According to him, the recent bull market in altcoins is nearing its end. During the recent bull market, altcoins have outperformed Bitcoin. However, Soloway believes that this trend is unsustainable and that altcoins will eventually start to decline in price. Second, Soloway highlights that institutional investors are starting to take notice of Bitcoin. He believes that these investors are looking for a safe and decentralized way to store their wealth. As more institutional investors enter the market, they are likely to buy Bitcoin, which will increase its dominance. If negative news were to emerge about Bitcoin, it is possible that Bitcoin dominance could decline as investors became more cautious. If Bitcoin breaks below $20,000, it could signal that the future of the cryptocurrency market is uncertain. This could make people more hesitant to invest in assets like Cardano and Solana, as they are not sure if these assets will be able to weather the storm. Before proceeding further in this video, make sure to click on the subscribe button below for future updates. Discover what lies ahead in the world of cryptocurrencies as Soloway shares his expertise. Enjoy the video.
Just wanted to show that Bitcoin dominance chart because I think it's such an important chart, how you've been knocking on this 49% level over and over again. And then look at what's happening right here. And one of the things you're mentioning is dead on, is number one, charting as a chartist, which is what I do, is that it tells you the more you knock on a door, the more likely eventually you break through. And so in this case, this door was a firm door stretching back to really 2021, right? And again, I'm big on analogies and examples. Think about this, folks. When you go up to a door, let's say it's locked. Let's say your cat's in there, your house is on fire. You really have to get through that door. You're going to run against it, bam, into it, right? Chances are it's not going to break the first time. You do it again, it might start to crack. You do it again, it cracks a little bit more. By the fourth or fifth hit, that door is going to give way. Think about charts and resistance levels the same way, where you're running against the door. You're running against the door over and over again. Finally, it cracks and breaks to the upside. So I think that gives you that idea. And I think also, in Ben, you correct me if I'm wrong, but I think people have to remember that the Bitcoin dominance is a shorter term trend, meaning that if you go back further, I mean, it was way, way higher just before that 2021 bull market, the beginning of a bigger move in Bitcoin dominance that's just starting, which in charting, that's exactly what it is, right? When you hammer on a level over and over again and finally break out, it's not like a breakout of this magnitude. It's usually a much bigger move that's just beginning. And I think that's really important. And I think what you're also saying is that, you know, at some point I do expect to crack and come down. And in general, that's not going to be good for the alts, because if you have people getting scared even at the top, the best, I mean, Bitcoin, again, if there's one that's going to survive, that's not going to be regulated by the SEC, it's Bitcoin. If that breaks and starts to collapse down, let's say it even gets back to 20,000, very, very hard for money to feel comfortable to go into the even riskier assets like the Cardanos and the Solanas and those other ones as well. It says, okay, what does the chart tell us? So just like we said, this was consolidating, kept on hitting resistance, finally in the process of breaking out right here on the Bitcoin dominance chart. Now, in all fairness, there's not a lot of resistance on the way up now. I mean, you're getting to a point where there's a big move coming in this Bitcoin dominance. And the first thing I see, and I'll put a trend line in, see all these kind of pivot points right in here, right across here, this low right in there. And you're right about that. Look at this. Look at how you kind of can draw a line right across here. And what's even more amazing in this, if you take the highs of Bitcoin dominance from 2017 and you connect it to the highest point in 2021, look at the convergence of those two trend lines. And this, again, I love how your data is confirmed by my data and it's vice versa, because it really, I think that's very powerful when you see a confluence of these type of things. And so I'm right around that 59-60% level in terms of Bitcoin dominance. Absolutely.
Soloway said in his interview that Ether could break below the $1,635 level in the short term, but that it will surge higher in the long term. Soloway believes that the overall cryptocurrency market is still in its early stages of development. Ether is a decentralized platform that runs smart contracts. This makes Ether a valuable platform for a variety of applications, such as decentralized finance and decentralized applications. He believes that as the market matures, Bitcoin will become the dominant cryptocurrency. During an interview, Soloway pointed that Ether is likened to being the equivalent of digital silver, whereas Bitcoin is considered as digital gold. The comparison between Ether and Bitcoin as digital silver and digital gold is a useful way to think about the two cryptocurrencies. Finally, Soloway may be referring to the fact that Bitcoin has a first-mover advantage. As the first cryptocurrency, Bitcoin has a strong brand and a large user base. This makes it more likely that people will put big money into Bitcoin, even if they are not investing in cryptocurrency as a whole. It is possible that big money will start to flow into cryptocurrency in the future. However, for now, it seems that Bitcoin is the only cryptocurrency that is attracting significant investment from institutional investors.
Yeah, so for me at least, specifically with Ethereum, I think the number one thing why it's held up a little bit better is probably I don't believe it was named as a security in that group of lists that the SEC said. So I think that gives people confidence. And one of the things I like in Bitcoin too is like Bitcoin is like your digital gold, and Ethereum is kind of like your digital silver, right? And the reason I say digital silver is number one, it's usually more volatile. Silver is more volatile than gold. And also number two, you have this kind of industrial use case for silver, right? It's a store of safety, but it also is used in the economy. Well, Ethereum, you could argue kind of the same thing. People believe it's kind of a safety hedge, but they also need it. You use it for various transactions and different things as well, like that. So I think that's one of the keys for me is that you have digital gold and silver, and so expect it to be more volatile. But in looking at the chart, I just want to show my chart real quick on Ethereum, and then we'll get right into kind of what you were saying is that the Ethereum versus Bitcoin. But what we can see is look at this beautiful like parallel lines and how in terms of charting, and by the way, this is just more proof that you don't know why these things work out. I certainly don't, but there's some sort of subconscious in traders and investors and people's minds that tries to make sense out of chaos, right? So most of the people would look at this, oh, this is a wild chart. But look at how many parallels exist within this chart. Like the high, this is parallel to these points, which then are this parallel to these points and vice versa all the way down here. And we can see that we did break down short term. So I do expect Ethereum to come in here towards this 1635 level. But now that then becomes the support level, the next level, right? You have the lowest point here going back to 2022 connected through these lows right through here. And that now becomes your technical support. So if we do sell off there as a technician, I would start saying, okay, if we're going to bounce, this is going to be the spot where we're going to get a bounce. Doesn't mean Ethereum's bottoming by any stretch, but that would just be a technical short-term level of support. Now, if we just quickly go to Ethereum, Bitcoin, let's take a look at that in terms of Bitcoin. A couple things, and again, this is just based on purely charting, and I'm just going to do this live as we take a look. But this would be something that I would be watching like a hawk, right? So there's a trend line here that you're hovering on. If this breaks, you then probably have downside into this level down here. And so that to me would be something that we would pay attention to. I don't know if right now there's no one with big money is going near crypto because it's just way too uncertain. So if you did get clarity and it was like definitive clarity, then I do at least think with Bitcoin that you would see big money start to inch in a little bit.
If there is technological innovation in the cryptocurrency space, it could lead to new applications for Bitcoin and could also impact the price of this cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is becoming increasingly accepted by businesses and governments around the world. This could lead to increased demand for Bitcoin in the future. As for a longer-term prediction for Bitcoin, some experts believe that it could reach $100,000 or even $1 million per coin in the next few years. That's all about today's analysis. Do you agree with Gareth Soloway's perspective about Bitcoin and Ether performance in the near term? If you find this video informative, don't forget to show your support for our channel by liking this video, subscribing to our channel, and enabling notifications to stay informed about our latest videos covering more interesting topics. Thank you for watching.